Let's grab another pack of paper towels. We're running low. No, that big one. Yeah. Do you need to get more? Hold on. This is David. Greg. Yeah, it's definitely been a while. How have you been? How's the pack? Good. That's good to hear. Oh. When did you get into town? Yeah. Yeah, I can meet up. My maid and I are out grabbing some things at the store. Which hotel are you in? We can swing by on the way home. We're just about done here. We could be there in maybe 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Alright. See you then. Yeah, that was, you remember at the solstice party, a few of the wolves were from another pack. The Keaton pack. Well, that was Gregory Keaton, their alpha. An old friend of my dad's. He's in town, he wants to meet up. No, that's not a bad thing. It'll be nice to catch up. We haven't kept in touch as much since Dad passed. I think that's everything. Let's head to the checkout. It's just interesting. I get the feeling this is about more than just catching up. We could do that over the phone, or in person, but with a trip that's actually planned, not him driving all the way down here at the last minute. Sounded like the only reason he came down was to talk to me. I don't know what that could be about. I'll know in about 30 minutes. Are you okay with meeting him? If you'd rather, you can just drop me off there. I can get an Uber home when we're done. Anything he could have to tell me, he can say in front of you, or I don't need to hear it. Can you hear me that? If you want to come, I want you there. But this is also last minute, and I don't want to just throw you into it if you're not comfortable with it. He's a good man. Warm. He was my dad's friend for 30-some years. They each started their packs here in Dahlia around the same time. Most of us in that second generation from each pack grew up knowing each other. Okay. Then we'll go together. Thank you, Angel.
David Shaw.
It's good to see you again, Gregory. It's been a while. You haven't met my mate, have you?
No, I haven't had the pleasure. I'm Gregory Keaton. Good to meet you. Please, take a seat.
Thank you. I've got to say, I was surprised when you reached out. I know you and my dad were good friends, but our packs haven't crossed each other's paths as much in the past few years, especially since you moved your territory farther north.
Dahlia was getting a little crowded. The growth this city's gone through in the last 10 years is something else. There was a little more room to stretch our legs up in Ferris, so it seemed like a good fit. Besides, both our packs were growing. When your dad and I each started up, we both only had a handful of people in our groups. For a while there, we even kicked around the idea of joining up together. But as much as I valued your old man as a friend, I wasn't about to step down to become a beta to anyone, even him. And he felt the same way about me. Besides, back then, Dahlia was plenty big enough for both of our packs. But times change and we grew, and it seemed time we stopped stepping on all your toes.
It was a big move to take, shifting your territory like that. I was a little shocked when you told me it was the plan.
It was a unanimous decision. It was the best of both worlds, really. It wasn't too far of a move, so we got to stay close to the familiar, but it also got us some breathing room. No other packs up there. No vampire clans. We get to be the kings of the castle. I won't lie. It was a real breath of fresh air.
I'm glad it was a good fit. You're all definitely missed, but I hear you.
Well, as long as you're in a listening mood, there was something that I needed to talk to you about. I'm looking forward to catching up, and I don't plan to make this whole trip about business, but that just makes it that much more of a priority to get this out of the way.
I'm listening.
I've heard you have a problem. One named Quinn.
That's one way to put it. What about him?
It can be hard to keep your ear to the ground in Dahlia. The city's big, and it's only getting bigger. There are a lot more rumors, and it's a lot easier to blend in. Up where we are, there's less background noise. It's harder to keep out of sight, at least when you operate like he does.
Greg, have you heard something?
He's been around again. Not in Dahlia. Not even in Ferris, farther north. There was an attack last night. Ansel was the one to investigate it. The department will be calling you up about it first thing in the morning, but from what I understand, they're hesitant to say that it's definitely Quinn. I imagine they'll water it down to make it clear that they don't know who exactly is responsible. But I trust Ansel, and he's sure it's Quinn. I wanted you to know that. With it being an ongoing investigation, Ansel can't talk to you about it directly, but that still leaves room for me to indirectly mention a rumor with a fellow alpha, if you catch my drift.
Thank you for telling me. Any more of these rumors that you hear, please let me know.
Always. I've got copies of the case file with me. I'm sure you're already imagining a million different ways to tackle this. I'd be doing the same thing in your spot. But if I can add an idea of my own into that brainstorm. We may be from different packs, but we've always considered everyone in the Shaw pack to be like extended family. Your father was a good man, and a good friend. He saved my ass more than once. I don't mean to speak for him, and I hope you already know this, but Gabe would have been so proud of the man you've grown up to be, David. He already was so proud of you. You were always on the tip of his tongue, every time we'd catch up. None of that respect and care that we held for your pack changed just because he passed away. You have it, and you have our support. Whatever this Quinn is trying to pull, your pack doesn't have to face it alone.
He's dangerous, and he knows to target the people that can't defend themselves, the people he can hurt the most. My pack is already on his list, but yours doesn't have to be. The last thing I want is for anyone else to be put in harm's way. I appreciate the offer, but I can't have you risk your pack on our account.
A member of my pack is now investigating Quinn's latest attack, and you know Ansel. He's not going to just file this case away and move on to the next. He's going to pursue this. Our pack is already at risk of Quinn's vengeance for that alone, regardless of our connection to yours. We can help. I'm not asking for our two packs to go off on some vendetta across the whole state, hunting him down like some kind of vigilante team. I'm just telling you, we've got your back on this. You're not alone, and any information we get, from Ansel's investigation or otherwise, is yours.
Thank you, Gregory. We should go. I need to tell my pack about this. They need to know. I'm sorry there won't be more time to catch up.
Way ahead of you. I booked the hotel for 2 nights. I figured you'd want to tackle this as soon as you heard it. It's exactly what I would do. We can catch up tomorrow, after you've had a chance to go over all this with your pack.
Dinner on me. Anywhere you want.
Careful with a blank check there, Chief. My palate can get real refined real quick when someone else is footing the bill.
We'll manage. Thank you, Greg.
Of course. And it was a pleasure to meet you. It'll be nice to actually get to know you a bit tomorrow, instead of the two of us just talking your ear off. Drive safe, you two.
We'll be in touch. I'm alright. I knew we'd get news about him at some point. I hoped it would be something more concrete. Just when it finally felt like things were settling down again. Jesus Christ. I guess I should be grateful that things at least waited this long. I'm glad Ansel's on the case, because I know he'll keep the heat on this. Make sure the department treats this seriously. But I'm also getting damn tired of hearing that people I care about are in harm's way of this freak. And the last thing I want is for Greg's whole pack to be on Quinn's list too, but he's right. Now, with the investigation going, that's already a foregone conclusion. Yeah, I've got to call them before I get the pack all together. They should know first. I don't want them to be blindsided. They're probably with Sam right now, which is just as well. He needs to know too. As soon as we get home, and I can take a look at the case file, Greg's a good guy. I should have kept in better contact with him. With all of them. The distance between us that came up after my dad died. It was my fault, not his. Gregory offered to help in whatever way he could. He's another alpha. If anyone knew how to help me settle into the role, it would have been him. But I don't know. There was a part of me that felt like I couldn't lean on anyone. That to do that would somehow invalidate my position, and I already felt undeserving enough of it. But there was also something in me that felt like if I leaned on Greg, learned from him, that it would be like trying to replace my dad. And even back then, I knew that was stupid. I knew that, if anything, my dad would want me to get help from the people that he trusted and not struggle on my own. But feelings don't always make sense. Especially not at a time like that. But that was years ago. And a lot's changed. We'll figure this out. All of us. Together.